Hello Paige! This is your cooking tutorial numero uno. Okay, so the first thing I need to tell you what we're making. Okay, so today is Bistec Encebollado, which is very easy, that's why it's the first video. Very easy, very common here. They eat it in Costa Rica too, but they don't eat bistec, they eat chuleta encebollada. So if you want to make it with a pork chop, I'm pretty sure it's about the same. They probably use some different seasonings. I don't, but you know, you can make Costa Rican food or you can make Mexican food. I'm gonna do the Mexican version because I'm in Mexico. Okay, so step one when I cook is generally to take off my jewelry on my hands. You don't have to do this, but I like to. Okay, step two, my tips for people who don't really know how to cook or who are learning how to cook would be get out all your ingredients first, because otherwise you're looking for them later and things are burning. And so anyways, this is what you need. You need some kind of red meat. This is what I have. It was the cheapest. It was like $3.50. Any kind of red meat that's like long, it doesn't have to be any specific kind, but like long and thin will work. The second thing that you need is onions, because it's still yellow. So I have here some onions that I've already cut up, but I don't know if they're going to be enough. So here's another onion. There's another onion. The next thing that we need is Worcestershire sauce. They may or may not sell this brand in the United States. Here it's called salsa inglesa. Mom likes a really expensive brand. I think they all taste the same. You need pepper. You also need salt. I have to keep the salt up here because it's humid. You need a clove of garlic. I don't know if you know how to prepare a clove of garlic, so let me show you real quick. Here. You just break a clove off here. Alright, this is a pretty big one. I don't know if I want one that big. I think I'm going to go with the smaller one. So here, so you have to take the skin off, right? So I usually start up here and pull down. You can also start from the other end. Some people smush the garlic clove. I don't really know if that's faster or not. I just kind of peel it off. If there's a secret, I don't know it. I wish I did. So I'm just kind of peeling it. Sometimes it'll have like 2 layers. I'm actually, I think, going to do it over the sink because we have a little thing that catches trash. I don't know if your sink will have this or not. It's kind of handy. Then I don't have to be bent over. So as you can see, it's not fun to peel a garlic clove. Your hands will smell like garlic for like 3 days. It is what it is. It's slowly coming off here. Slowly coming off. Alright, so once you've peeled it, see it's peeled, I'm just going to rinse it. I don't know if you have to. Mom rinses it, so I rinse it. Back over here. You also need to wash your onion. The other ones are already washed. I'm going to go ahead and wash this one. In Mexico, they wash them with dish soap. If I were you, I would just wash it with water. Just trying to fit in here. Alright, so the onion is clean. You're also going to need... Actually, that's it. That's all the ingredients that you need. If you're going to eat this at home, you may or may not want salsa. Look for another video on how to make salsa. Or you could buy like some paste if it's better for you. You're also going to need some tortillas because you eat it in tortillas. You can get them at the Mexican grocery store. You can buy the crappy ones in Food Lion. It's up to you. Alright, so here are the pieces of kitchenware you're going to need. You're going to need a frying pan that looks about like this. Your largest one, you could do it in a small one, but you can cook them all together if it's a big one. And a cutting board. I'm actually going to get out 2 cutting boards because one is going to be for the... No, I think I can do it on one. And then you're going to need a large chef's knife. Okay. And another thing, just in case you really don't know, is you're going to need oil to cook it in. Like canola oil. This is soy oil just because it's cheaper here. Okay. So now I'm gonna sit down here and show you. Oh, I'm gonna bring the trash can over here because then I can put my trash in it while I cook. I have a nice island here. You're probably gonna have to do this standing up. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna do, actually I'm gonna get another knife. Just like the smaller one to cut the fat off of the meat. You can leave the fat on, it's not gonna hurt anybody, but it's healthier to cut the fat off. I have 3 here because I'm cooking for me and Adolfo. You could probably eat one. With meat, when you buy it, you need to cook it either the first or the second day after you buy the meat. After that, or if you know, like if you go grocery shopping on Sunday, right, and you know you're gonna eat it on Wednesday, which is when we did, I would freeze the meat. Just be sure that you take the meat out the morning before you wanna cook. If you really forget, you can put it in a plastic bag and stick that plastic bag in a bowl of lukewarm water, so not cold, not hot, water, and in a cup, like in an hour and a half, it should be okay. If it's still on this styrofoam, it's gonna take it longer. So if you're gonna freeze it, I would recommend, and not remember to take it out in the morning, I would recommend putting it in a plastic, like a gallon-sized baggie, when you get home from the grocery store, so that it will thaw quicker. You can do that with chicken. Also, fish thaws really fast. If you're gonna buy frozen fish, it thaws really fast. Thin meat obviously will thaw quicker than thick meat. Okay, so I'm just cutting the meat here. Just cutting the meat, making it not so fatty. Again, the fat will not hurt anybody. It's just preference. Generally, when meat starts to look brown, it's starting to not be so good. This meat is starting to look brown, but it's been frozen, so that can also make it look brown. Generally, if it smells fine, it's probably fine. If it starts to smell funky, definitely do not eat it. Or call Mom, Mom will tell you. That's the other line of defense here. All right, so just cutting the fat off the meat here. You can also buy meat without fat and make your life easier. But this meat came with it. It was on sale. Okay. I forgot another piece of equipment that you're gonna need. Another thing, when you touch raw meat, you have to wash your hands after. You cannot go touch something else. You will contaminate everything. Everyone, you could slowly get sick with soap. So that's something that I don't think they taught Mexican children. But mothering life skills will teach you that much. All right. Another thing that you're gonna need is a medium-sized bowl. Mine is metal. It doesn't have to be metal. All right, here we go. All right. So here goes my bowl. And the next thing I'm gonna do is, there's an onion in the way, put my meat in the bowl. Not to touch it, so I don't have to wash my hands again. Alrighty, come on in here. Alright. You cannot see, but the meat is in the bowl. Alright, this is not working so great. Okay, then I'm gonna throw out my meat thing. Alright, next you wanna put salt and pepper on the meat. So if it's facing one side, you just cover it with the pepper. Oh, you can't see this. Okay, cover it with the pepper. You can see now. Let me turn it around. How do I turn it around? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, well, I'm gonna show you like this. And then you cover it with salt. All right, and then you're gonna turn it over. Turn it over. Turn it over. and cover this side with salt and pepper. Okay, now we're gonna wash our hands again because we touched the raw meat. All right, next thing we're gonna do is with a different knife so we're not contaminating. We are going to, actually before we do the garlic, I think, yeah, no, let's do the garlic first. We're gonna cut up the garlic. This little piece on the end here, we can't eat, it's hard. So you're gonna cut that off. Then I generally just cut it like in slices and then stack the slices and then cut it in half and then in half again, just to like roughly chop it. Again, you can do literally whatever you want. It's just to get it roughly chopped. Then, remember we watched Rachel Ray, you put the point here and you hold this and you put your hand on the point and you run it going back and forth. So you see what I'm doing here? Back and forth. You may know how to do this. I'm just assuming that you know nothing. Hopefully you know how to do this and this is boring. So you just put it and then you run it over. You'll see that the garlic is getting smaller. Getting smaller, getting smaller. We're gonna have to keep doing it until it's pretty small though, because you don't want to be biting into a chunk of garlic. It's really just to give it flavor. All right, so now it is minced nice and small, you see. We're gonna go ahead and scoop it up on the knife, put it in on top of the meat. Alright, put it on top of the meat. Now we're going to add the Worcestershire sauce. Let me see if I can just kind of, alright, here we go. You just kind of want to add it until the meat is kind of covered. Yesterday when I made it, I added too much, so just until it's kind of covered. This is essentially marinating it, but I didn't do it ahead of time because Worcestershire sauce is really strong. So it's gonna leave a lot of flavor on your meat. Okay, let's just spread the garlic out here. All right, gotta wash your hands again because we touched the raw meat. Oh, I'm about fell into the sink there. All right, next thing you're gonna do is chop up your onions. So, I'm gonna start with the onion that I already had, and then we'll, if we have to, use the new onion. I think about a half an onion or less is really gonna be enough. Yesterday I did too much. So, oh, I'm cutting it as if you know what I'm doing. Okay, hold on. I'll show you in just a sec. All right, so you wanna cut it. So if you're looking at a whole onion, if you're gonna cut it in half, you've got your points on the ends here. You cut it here in the middle. All right, so this is the half that is left over, then you cut off this end and this end and you peel off the very outer edges, okay? So then you wanna turn it so it's like long ways, and you can see that the grain goes like this. You wanna cut with the grain because that's gonna give you these little slices. Okay, so we're just gonna cut it like this. See if we think it's enough. And then when you put them in, you can just kind of break them up so that they're like little individual onions. I don't love onions, but when they're cooked and they're cooked in Worcestershire sauce, they taste pretty dang good. Just saying. All right, let's see if this is enough. This is about a quarter of an onion. Adolfo, ¿crees que estos son suficientes cebollas? Sí. Okay. So we're gonna go heat up our pan. Here we go. I've got it on the lowest heat just because it's a really high burner. I would think like a medium heat would be good for you. You want a decent amount of oil. Let me show you how much I put. It's starting to spread out, but And this is what I've learned. You want to cook the onions first because otherwise your meat gets cooked way sooner because it's thin. And you're overcooking the meat while you're waiting for your onions to cook. So we didn't actually need the bigger onion. I'm just going to put it back here. Alright. It's thinking. It's heating up. While it's heating up, I'm going to get out some leftovers. I like to eat this with arroz rojo, which I will show you in another video. Here it is, arroz rojo. So we're going to need to heat that up. I'm going to get out both the Tupperwares because I think we might need both. Then we're also going to need vegetables. Oh, my oil is already hot. All right, when you see that your oil starts to separate and will go easily around the whole pan, that means it's hot. So I'm going to, I like to use tongs for this. Get you some, they have them at the dollar store at Aldi. They don't break. So you hear how they're sizzling. Just gonna put them. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I put a little bit more Worcestershire sauce on top of just the onions, just to give them a little bit more flavor because I don't love onions. So anyways, here's all the onions. I'm gonna leave my meat for a little bit longer. Here you can see I've got the meat. Okay. So we're gonna let that cook. While I keep getting out some other stuff. You want your onions to start looking flimsy. That's when you know they're about ready. Okay, oil is gonna pop off of it, so just be careful with that. The vegetables, this is a really easy vegetable side dish that you can do. An avocado and a Roma tomato. One Roma tomato feeds about 2 people. So I need to wash my tomato here. My onions are just cooking away over there, don't worry. They're fine. So here's the tomato. Just wash the tomato. Let me get on a plate and I'll show you how to do this. Alright. I don't need this anymore. This has raw meat on it. That's gonna go away. I'm just gonna move my onions here. Don't want them to burn. Starting to get some good color. Alright, so you can just do this with like a steak knife. Here's my onion, or my tomato. Literally just cut the tomato in pieces. So easy. You don't eat this piece though, you're gonna cut this piece off. The other end is fine to eat, this end, however, it's not. So you're gonna cut here, just fan it out, it looks pretty. Then your avocado, this is half of an avocado that's left from yesterday. To get the, I'm pretty sure you know how to do this. To get the pit out, you just fling your knife into it. A bigger knife works better. Come on. Ah, there you go, and twist. And it comes out. Be careful not to cut your hand off. Then you just cut it inside the skin. I would do about 3 or 4 slices. And then I would cut the skin. Because then you have this little piece that comes off here. And then all you have to do is peel the skin back. And then out come your slices undamaged. And then you can just fan them out on the plate. So there they go. Gotta go check on my onions. I'll show you the progress of the onions. They're starting to smell good. So here you just see they're starting to get a little bit they're actually starting to burn a little bit. My flame is really hot, so I'm gonna move them onto another one so that they don't, you shouldn't have to do this, but so that they don't burn. All right, I think it's about time to add the meat. So I'm just gonna grab the meat, put it on the pan like that. Just grab it with your tongs. Put it on the pan. I put them on top of the onions. That's just me. If you've got any garlic left in your bowl, just put it all on there. You want to put a little bit of the sauce in there. This meat is gonna cook really fast. All right, so we have to be careful about that. Okay. Back to our avocado. You're just gonna keep cutting your nice thin little slices here. And then once you've got to your number of slices, just cut the skin here, and watch how easy they come out. Super easy. All right, so I'm just gonna fan them out here with the other ones. Super, super easy. All right, here's my last little chunk. I'm gonna cut 3. This is actually already separated. So I'm just gonna put them out on top here and cut off this little part that doesn't look so great. There we go. All right. So there's that. We'll come back to that because it's probably about time to prepare our meat. So I'm gonna come back over here and just flip it over. You see when meat is brown, that means that it's done. So it's done on this side. You see that our onions are starting to get small, caramelized, tasty. We'll take those out from the bottom. All right, we're gonna come back over here to our vegetables. This is super, super easy and delicious. All you need to do is get a small one. If you're going to the Mexican grocery store anyway, just smell the small ones. Sell the small ones. If not, you can just use the big one and just use less of it. Here's the trick to get more juice out of the limes. You press down on it and roll. Press down and roll. All right, that will let more juice out. Then just cut it in half. You can see it's already letting juice out. These come with a lot of seeds, so you have to get them out. And then you just put the juice on top of your vegetables. I like to leave them here so Adolfo can put more juice if he doesn't think I've put enough juice. Come on, seed. All right. Just squeeze the juice right on top of the vegetables. And then you put salt on top of them. That's it. They taste delicious. I don't even like tomatoes, and I can eat tomatoes like this. This is what they look like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put those on the table. And put this back over here because we know we're gonna eat it. It's about time to heat up our rice, I think. So you don't have to do this, but this is part of the cooking experience because it's what I'm doing. Go ahead and heat up some rice so we can go ahead and eat. All right, that's probably enough. Our microwave is super slow. This is going to take forever. That's why I start early. I think our meat is almost done. That is good. All right. I'm the queen of having leftovers. The good thing about the Bistec Encebollado is that you can make it every day and not have like a ton left over. I'm awful at having things left over. I always have things left over. Okay, we're also going to need to turn on the comal. You can just heat up your tortillas in like a plain pan. There's no issues with that. But here they eat a lot of, I'm going to turn the meat off because it's done. You can see that it's done. The onions, everything's done. So I'm going to turn it off. Let me give you a better look at it. You can see that the onions are nice and small and the meat is cooked brown on both sides. So I've just turned on this comal here. I'm gonna heat up some tortillas. Again, you can do this without oil in a regular pan, or if you have like a Jimmy Dean oven or anything. Jimmy Dean. Yes. A ver, guarda eso acá, porfis. Pon eso allá. Estoy calentando tu arroz ahorita. Okay. So. What? No, porque luego ya no habrá huevo para mí mañana. Quedan 4 huevos. Water out here. I did want you to see the finished presentation, that's why I'm still recording. So I'm just pouring some water. So we have drinks, and I'll show you everything on the plate. Just give me 1 minute. You have to flip the tortillas. Right before they start to get crunchy is when they're ready. So I'm gonna put this on the plate for Adolfo. And then you can see it on the plate. All right, here we go. Let me show it to Paige, and then you're good. All right, so this is what it looks like on the plate. Ta-da! Hope you liked it.